Dear Mr. Ferguson, I'm reaching out to you today from Atlanta, Georgia to respectfully ask for your help. Since viewing Inside Job, it has been my dream to meet you. I believe your knowledge, guidance, and influence can help to change the course of the biggest crime on the American people, the theft of their shelters, and the violation of due process. You understand the scheme. Now Georgia is #1 in foreclosure. Please, may I share with you a brief diary of what we have done to slow this heinous activity with horribly sad results. In March 2008, based on a calling, much like a minister to a pulpit, I started Operation Restoration, a free education mission dedicated to foreclosure prevention, and ultimately developed a teaching website, operationrest.org, which is currently accessed by people in 41 states. In mid-2010, purely by accident, I discovered fraudulent paperwork being used to foreclose. Because I was counseling callers 10 hours a day, I knew that something was wrong. Victims were trying to pay, and payments were being misapplied, lost, or rejected. Paperwork was lost consistently. People were systematically being led down a path to the destruction of health, emotional stability, and finally, the loss of home. It wasn't adding up, and then it did when I saw Inside Job. Servicers are being paid to look like they are processing modifications, and then they are causing delays. Aha, because they're getting paid insurance when people are late. From Inside Job, now I know investors on the other side of the equation have hedged with credit default swaps, etc. Yes, this is a racket. There are other states like Massachusetts, Nevada, and New York who have made significant strides to battle the system, but Georgia's in the muck. Attempting to gain traction, I have made documented presentations to the executive level of Wells Fargo, local FBI, the Attorney General's office, the chairs of the Senate Judiciary and Banking and Finance Committees, House Representatives, Superior Court clerks and their staffs, and more recently, the Sheriff's Association, the Federal Trade Commission, and CBS Atlanta. In November 2010, our local ABC station cornered a robo-signer from the largest foreclosure mill in Atlanta with one fraudulent document, and several more with that. The station, the reporter, and I were all threatened. In June 2011, I helped ABC again to run back-to-back notary fraud stories showing false signatures on documents. Recently, I reached out to get help from Massachusetts and will be driving 1,100 miles to see them through DC and New York, where I would like to meet people who can help us. In July of this year, our governor signed a bill which allows the Attorney General office to prosecute parties who file false documents. It is prospective and does not give subpoena power. And recently they stated they would not get involved unless they saw the crime and directed us to the DAs and the sheriffs who do not want to get involved in this. Georgia has been named #1 in overall corruption, #1 in judicial corruption, and now we are #1 in foreclosure. We are a non-judicial state, which can technically begin foreclosure after 30 days. Foreclosure mill attorneys were hired to write the laws we have on the books, and according to our statutes, they can make 10% of principal and interest owed. Then remember, I previously mentioned violation of due process. People who have been the victim of wrongful foreclosure are sent into magistrate court, which is a small claims court, with a $15,000 cap. It does not have any jurisdiction over land and title matters. The judges force the term tenant on the person, and instead of moving the case to Superior Court, the right venue, they order the person to pay all back rent or be evicted in 7 days. People are lined up and treated worse than animals. They have no rights to protect themselves. A man blew himself up 30 minutes after I got off the phone with him because the SWAT team was coming to evict him. He was intelligent, a former lobbyist, but he was at the end of his rope. Mr. Ferguson, the only way we will get traction is to bring things into the light. I have also discovered a massive false conveyance scheme involving Fannie and Freddie and their retained attorney network, which I would like to discuss with you. It has not only severely damaged our land recordation across the nation, but has also caused billions of dollars in recordation and real estate transfer taxes to be lost. While our counties are starving for money, their attitudes about recoverable fees, millions of dollars worth, is lackluster at best. I have sacrificed 4.5 years of my life for this cause without pay, and I do not want to give up. This is a machine, and we need bigger guns. First and foremost, this is a ministry. People need hope, and I need direction and more powerful ammunition and resources. I am willing to get to the finish line, whatever that may be, but I am praying that there are others who will join me on this journey. Please, will you call me at 404-805-8835? Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you soon. God bless you.